So before we start the video, I'd like to ask you guys to please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as it helps the channel grow. So, let's get into it. Alright, so week 9 of the NFL season is coming up. And for Chicago Bears, they will go on the road to take on the New Orleans Saints. In this video, as always, I'm going to give my 3 keys of the game on what I think the Bears should do to be able to win this game. So, without further ado, let's get into it. What's up, guys? KT here, back at another video. Today, we're doing the Bears. The Bears will be looking to sneak back into the win column when they take on the New Orleans Saints in a game that will be very challenging, especially for a team that's missing their starting quarterback and a few other players. But, you know, with these 3 keys, I think the Bears have a pretty good chance at victory if they are able to do these things. So, without further ado, let's get straight into the first key. As always, with the first key of the game, it's been a reoccurring theme for these videos. The Bears must generate a pass rush against Derek Carr. Last week, the Bears got shredded by Justin Herbert, who passed for over 250 yards because the Bears could not generate any type of pass rush. That might change now because over the trade deadline, the Bears made a good move to go out and get a star pass rusher from the Washington Commanders. Montez Sweat is now a Bear. We heard about it for weeks. We heard the Bears were in the market for a pass rushing DE, and they got one. They got a very good one. Montez Sweat has been a very good pass rusher in this league, no joke. He has been right up there with some of the best pass rushers in the league. So hopefully he can help this porous Bears defensive line finally get some pressure on the quarterback, and they're going to need it. While the New Orleans Saints offense has been kind of inconsistent throughout the season, they still have a lot of good pieces. They have Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, of course Alvin Kamara is still there. Taysom Hill can, sneak into that lineup at times. And of course they have Derek Carr, their starting quarterback. Derek Carr has been kind of up and down this season, as long with that Saints offense. And, part of the reason is because of Derek Carr. But I do think that, getting a pass rush against any quarterback is paramount, as if you let any quarterback sit back there and, stand back there for 7 seconds with the ball, they're going to pick you apart, just like we saw last week. So with the weapons that the New Orleans Saints have on the team, it's going to be paramount for the Bears to get a pass rush. Now, maybe that changes with Montez on the roster, as they're going to be looking to focus on him. That means the other 3 guys must win their one-on-one matchups. They got to get some type of pressure on Derek Carr to make his job harder. As Carr, he does have a tendency to make very, very bad decisions when he's under pressure, as with any other quarterback. But rushing the passer will throw off the timing of some routes. It will give your secondary a bit more time to cover, so they don't have to cover, or give them less time to cover, so they don't have to cover for 7 seconds or more. So maybe Montez changes that, but the other 3 guys have to win their one-on-one matchups. Even if they can't get home with 4, the Bears must be able to blitz successfully. So, always the first key of the game is to get a good pass rush against the opposing quarterback. Point number 2, the Bears must cut down on some of the miscues. Last game against the Chargers, the Bears had a lot of miscues, turnovers, penalties, missed tackles, missed assignments, you name it. The Bears had 2 turnovers last week. Both of them were committed by their quarterback. I think they had 3, because I think they lost a fumble, if I'm not mistaken. They had multiple penalties that killed drives or gave the Chargers free yardage. And then all the missed tackles. We went into this in detail in our recap video. All the missed tackles do play a part in them losing last week. This game should be no different with the weapons that the Saints have on their team, especially Alvin Kamara. He's a guy that will make guys miss tackles, and he will kill you with the yards after the catch. The Bears cannot afford against this team to commit miscues. They can't turn the ball over. They can't, stack up penalties against their defense or offense, as there's, the team has already left little room for error with how inconsistent they've been on offense, but especially defensive penalties. If you're committing defensive penalties and giving the opposing offense free yards, free first downs, free third down conversions, that's just going to make it 10 times harder for you to win this game. So personally for me, I think the second key would be to cut down on the turnovers, take care of the ball, dominate time of possession, cut down on some of the undisciplined penalties. And the Bears must tackle in this game. They cannot let guys break. They cannot arm tackle. They cannot let guys break free for gains that would have been 10 that turned into 20. They can't do that into this game, because the Saints, regardless of their record and how they played at various points during the season, they're still a very good team, and they still outmatch you by a large margin. Plus, with their defense, it's going to make it very hard for you if you fall into a hole early. Point number 3, the Bears must make it easier for Tyson Bagent. Now, of course, Tyson Bagent is going to get the start because Justin Fields is still not ready. So the Bears have to make it easy for him. I felt like last week they did not do Tyson Bagent any favors. And with a backup quarterback like Tyson Bagent, we've seen this recipe for him winning games. Work off your run game, give him very little things to do, make him take the short passes. I felt like the Bears asked him to do a little bit too much last week. They asked him to go deep a lot. They asked him to look over the middle of the field. They didn't support him with a run game at all, and they let him stand back there in the pocket. And with our offensive line, while they haven't been as bad as last year, they're still not a very good, pass blocking team, especially against the blitz and especially on that left side. And with the Saints defense being as good as it is against the pass, especially against the pass, the run game will be paramount. So I think setting up your run game early, getting Deonta Foreman involved early, and Roschon Johnson some carries, playing that physical style of football that the Bears are used to playing. I thought they got outworked last week. Get back to playing that physical smash mouth football, and then you can start doing things like play action, getting Tyson out the pocket, letting him go to his first read, getting DJ Moore involved, getting Darnell Mooney involved, getting some yards after the catch. That will make things much easier on your rookie backup quarterback, as I felt like they did a little bit too much with him too soon last week. And also, with this Saints defense being the way it is, I don't think they're going to allow many big plays, so you're going to have to rely off yards off after the catch. Throw in some halfback screens, get some slant routes going for once to your best player on the team, which is DJ Moore, as he is a yards after the catch monster. Just make it easier for Tyson. Don't let him stand back there, trying to wait for these long developing routes that might not come open, and so where they're going to be covered or where the pass rush is going to come through. Get him some run game help. Tell him to do the simple things. Look for his first read. If it's not there, throw it away, and make these down and distance scenarios easier. Get short yardage scenarios, and you have a very good chance of winning this game when you do that, when you make it easier on your quarterback. But even still, I do think the Bears lose this game. I'm gonna go 31. I'm gonna go 31-20. The Bears, while they did upgrade their pass rush considerably with Montez Sweat coming to the roster, they do have injuries on their defense. We don't know if Eddie Jackson is going to be playing or whether Jaquan Brisker is going to be playing, because he just went into concussion protocol. And this Saints offense, I felt like they found their legs last week. They were able to get a lot of yards after the catch. Alvin Kamara finally came alive. Derek Carr finally looked like the part. I still think the Saints offense is still getting some kinks out of their system, but at some point they're going to hit. And if the Bears are unable to tackle, if they keep stacking up penalties, they keep turning the ball over, they're not able to generate consistent drives on offense, it's going to make it 10 times harder. And against a team as talented as the Saints, with that defense and with that high talent offense, I think the Bears are just a little bit overmatched. But hopefully I'm wrong. Maybe Tyson Bagent can lead us to another win. I just don't see it. I got the Saints winning 31-20. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Who do you have winning? Do you have the Saints? Do you have the Bears? I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as it helps the channel grow. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop one of these Bears videos. As always, follow me on social media, as there's always new Bears news coming out. As always, thank you guys for watching. Bear down, and I'm out. Peace.